Welcome back. You're watching Global Eye. US President Donald Trump has vowed to crack down on illegal immigration in America, leaving the future thousands of immigrations hanging in abeyance. Trump's expansive tax and spending bill, which has been touted as one big beautiful bill, has put the spotlight on this issue. The bill passed by the House of Representatives will allocate over $100 billion for new border enforcement measures. These will include more physical barriers and expansion of detention capacity and the hiring of additional immigration and customs officers. I caught up with Christopher Elms, spokesperson of the U.S. Embassy in India, and began by asking him about Trump's stance on immigration and the steps the U.S. government is taking to crack down on visa frauds.
The Trump administration has made this a priority of the administration. They are cracking down on illegal immigration, and they're sending a clear message to those thinking about heading to the United States illegally that it's not worth the risk. Those that head illegally will face conviction, they'll be apprehended and deported. And so the president and the administration have been pursuing efforts to secure our borders. And part of that includes our visa policy around the world, including here in India. And so on Monday, on May 19th, the administration, through the State Department, announced new visa restrictions on travel agencies that are facilitating illegal immigration. So in practical terms, the restriction is a ban on visas for travel agencies that are owners, executives, senior officials that are facilitating this illegal immigration.
Could you also give us a sense of how the U.S. government, the embassy and the diplomatic security teams are going about this exercise of identifying travel agencies or agents which are indulging in this kind of fraud or, in a way, facilitating people to cross the U.S. border illegally?
Absolutely. So it is an effort here that we're carrying out in our embassy between our visa section and our diplomatic security services. And we're looking to identify these travel agencies that we know are facilitating illegal immigration. These are agencies that are providing fraudulent passports, they're providing fraudulent visas, they're providing different travel documents, they are providing reservations and transportation logistics to people that they know are trying to go to the United States illegally. And so we're looking at that and working closely with Indian law enforcement to prosecute those that are human traffickers and smugglers. And so we do appreciate the cooperation from Indian law enforcement in protecting our borders. Secretary Rubio just said the other day in a hearing before the Senate that the only people that profit off of this trade are illegal human traffickers and smugglers. And so we are working with our counterparts here, and our diplomatic security services are looking into those that are knowingly facilitating illegal immigration.
Right. Would it be possible to give us a sense if there is already a blacklist that has been created? Are there already people and agencies which have been banned? And if yes, how many of them?
Yeah, so I can't give specific numbers due to confidentiality laws, but there are people that have already faced this restriction. So the restriction is under our Immigration and Nationality Act. It's called Section 212A3C, which we abbreviate 3C. And these 3C restrictions have already been applied to travel agencies, to executives, to owners, to senior employees, and we're going to continue to look for them. And so as we identify those that are knowingly providing fraudulent documents, we will be applying this 3C visa ban on them.
Right. What is the red flag for people? How should they identify an agency which could be trying to send them to US via illegal means? What are the kind of advertisements, videos on social media, or the kind of travel agencies one has to be wary of?
Yeah. So if you see any advertisements on social media or elsewhere of people that are explicitly advertising routes to the United States illegally, you know that they are involved in human trafficking and smuggling. If you're at a travel agency and they are offering a fraudulent passport, a fraudulent visa, they know that they are trying to facilitate an illegal movement. And so if you see that, please share that information with the U.S. Embassy or local law enforcement. These are people that are trying to prey on individuals here in India. These are agencies that are looking to take your money, and they know, as we all do right now, under the Trump administration, the United States is going to apprehend and deport folks that cross the border illegally. And so we're looking to stop these agencies from profiting off of Indians here in India.
One of the warnings that I saw on the embassy X handle was about overstaying your visa in the United States. What could be the consequences and what has changed over the last few months?
So what has changed over the last few months is a stronger enforcement effort by the United States. This is a whole of government effort. The Department of State, who issues visas, the Department of Homeland Security in the United States that controls our border. We're working hand in hand to stop illegal immigration. What's the same is that we're looking to stop fraud everywhere. Folks cannot lie on their visa applications. If in the United States, they're overstaying their visas, if they're committing criminal acts in the United States, this is not new. These are laws that have been on the books for a long time under our Immigration and Nationality Act. Those folks are subject to deportation if they violate our laws or present fraudulent documents or have been fraudulent in what they said they'll be doing in the United States.
Right. So overstaying your visa could also mean a permanent ban from entering in future?
It can, yes. The permission on the visa, when presented to an official at a port of entry, grants a certain amount of time in the United States based on that visa. And so those that overstay it are violating the visa laws, and they could be subject to a permanent ban in the future.
Right. I'd also like to ask you, we have been reading U.S. Embassy advisories, and they have gone on to say that please be very careful, do not submit fraudulent documents for your visa applications. They can be easily detected, and visa fraud is a punishable offense under U.S. criminal law. Could you give us a sense of what are some of the most common examples of visa fraud or fraudulent documents which can be easily detected by the U.S. Embassy?
We're interviewing thousands of people every day across the country. We have a consular section in New Delhi. We also have them in our consulates in Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and Hyderabad. And so these are folks that are reviewing hundreds of applications on a daily basis. They're working in these jobs for months or years. And so fraudulent documents are easy to pick up on for our consular officers. And so when you're presenting your case at the interview, just tell the truth. It's pretty simple. Those that are going for legitimate means just need to tell the truth at the window. If you're bringing fraudulent documents, it's only hurting your cause and could result in a permanent ban.
Right. We've been seeing how the U.S. Embassy has also been cancelling certain visa appointments. Recently, there was a message about 2,000 appointments being cancelled. Is this now a regular exercise to check if there are appointments being generated fraudulently or via bots for that matter?
You're right. We did cancel 2,000 appointments recently in March, and we've been on the lookout for bots and other programs that are trying to take away appointments for legitimate visa applicants. And I know that people are looking to get their visa appointments in a fair way, and we're looking to make sure that our system allows for that. So we are looking out for cases where we identify irregularities in the appointment system. And where we do, we are canceling those appointments and putting bans on those that have applied for those appointments.
Right. My final two questions, Chris. One would be on the larger issue of immigration and deportation. The U.S. has deported over 680 Indians back to India over the last few months. This is an ongoing conversation. Could you give us a sense of what is the objective and what are the two countries trying to achieve right now on that front?
Yeah, the objective is simple, that those that came to the United States illegally are heading back to their countries. Those that we have apprehended, we are now deporting, and we're working with countries around the world, including India, to take back the citizens that went illegally. And so as we talk with the government of India, we appreciate the stance that we're looking to secure our borders in both countries. And the government of India understands that. And we will continue to work with the government of India and in the United States in apprehending those that have come illegally. When they're identified as Indian citizens, we'll work to send them back to India.
My final question would be now about legal migration and legal travel to the US, either for work or for student visas or for business for that matter. Both countries have said that while we'll crack down together on illegal immigration, we will also support avenues for legal migration into the United States. In the last 3 months, have things changed in terms of how visas are processed for students, for business owners, for individuals, for tourists, or for those going on H-1B or work visas to the US? Are there other issues or background checks that are now conducted? Are there things that people should keep in mind, Chris?
So we continue to welcome legitimate travelers to the United States. We're excited that next year, the United States, together with Canada and Mexico, is going to host the World Cup. We expect plenty of international visitors coming for that. And so what we're really focused on is illegal immigration to the United States. And so over the past few months, there has been an increased emphasis under this administration of those that came illegally or are trying to go illegally. And so the actions that we're taking in India largely reflect those that are trying to go illegally. And if they are receiving support from a travel agent, if they are presenting fraudulent documents, they're presenting fraudulent visas, passports, other things like that, that's what we're trying to stop. And so as we continue to welcome legitimate travelers, the last 3 months, there has been an increased focus on cracking down on those going illegally.
All right. Thanks very much, Chris, for joining us. Let's take a look at some other headlines. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has said that he had a constructive meeting with US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick for a mutually beneficial trade agreement. In a post on X, Goyal said that both countries are committed to enhancing opportunities for their businesses and people. This was their second meeting within a week to discuss a proposed bilateral trade agreement between the two nations. Both sides are looking at finalizing an interim trade pact by the 9th of July. The Trump administration has revoked Harvard University's certificate to enroll international students. The university has just 72 hours to comply with 6 federal demands to regain its eligibility. The demands include giving the Trump administration access to all records of illegal activity by non-immigrant students in the past 5 years. If the university fails to comply, it means that thousands of current students must transfer to other schools or leave the country. This action comes after the government terminated the $2.7 million in grants for Harvard last month. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Global Eye. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to CNBC TV 18 for more news and updates.